It sounds like Colorado is getting ready to introduce some legislation that might actually limit cat hunting. And
Yeah,
the impacts from that on species outside of cats, species you and I love, elk. Um, I still remember it's
yeah,
totally non-related to your cat hunt, but you were actually in Utah with me. You had just left when I killed that first bull that came into 3 yards. It
yeah,
was screaming in my face, and I was legitimately
mhm,
thinking of self-defense situations, and I had landed
yeah,
on, I'm going to shove the cameraman at the bull and go the other direction. That is legitimately what I had landed
yeah,
on. But that like
yeah,
vibration of I've never had felt that. But since then, like that's probably the most replayed video on my phone. And I'll start watching that in
yeah.
June. I'm like, I need to go work out. I gotta get.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my
That was like
god!
the last day of the hunt too, wasn't it?
It was the last like few hours of the last day, and
Yeah,
man, what a way to cap that off. But that to me, if I was interested in hunting before that, the difference in my interest in hunting before that and my obsession with elk after that are not the same sport. Like
yeah.
we're talking,
I understand.
yeah.
Well, did you start that story? Because did you see a lion on that hunt?
I didn't see a lion on that hunt.
Uh-huh.
Um, when you brought up the lion, it just kind of
Yeah,
triggered for me the legislation that I think groups, individuals, and organizations they want to pursue it, and I'm going to say they have the best of intentions in mind, but they may not understand the cascading consequences that comes from saying, "Hey, you shouldn't hunt that animal. We should let nature take
yeah,
its course." And I often think people, when they say we should let nature take its course, they have this unrealistic expectation of what that means. We're talking elk
yeah,
must go to nursing homes when they get old, and they eat
yeah,
Jello and have somebody wipe their ass. And you and I have both seen actually what happens. They get ripped to pieces, probably injured first. They suffer. It's a horrendous and horrible death comparatively to an arrow or a rifle. And it just happened.
yeah.
You just got back from Colorado, so it kind of was in line with what I wanted to talk to you about. But talk to me about the hunt in Colorado. What were you hunting for, and how did it go?
Yeah, I mean, I was after lions, and I do want to mention, like in Africa, you said for the health of the herd type thing. So I also hunt. I've never killed a cat, but I want to kill big mature male toms. Um, and over in Africa, I did go after African lion because I thought I just like the intensity of I don't want to say, it doesn't have to be dangerous all the time, but I like intense things. So African lion with the bow, I thought this would be cool, but or a great challenge. The point is, I didn't kill one because, to your point, you want to find a lone male without a pride that's over 6 years old because that's the animal that's they've determined is best for the health of the herd, right? So I had one opportunity at a 6 year old plus male, and I had it at 68 yards as quartering two, so I didn't take that shot because I didn't want to, be hitting a 500 or 600 pound animal bad. So I didn't take it. Quartering two is not a great angle for hunters, for bow hunters. You probably know that. And then I got in the brush with it, and I got it to 50 yards. But I didn't have a clear shot, so I ended up never getting a shot. But the point is, it's not like you're just driving around and shooting every lion you see. It's very selective, and that's how hunting generally works. In the States here, it's a little different. Fish and Game determines what's legal, and it might be a forked horn buck or larger, and so you can kill a young deer. But if you're thinking about what's best for the health of the animals and the carrying capacity and how the herds operate, it's best to take that old male. So Africa does a really good job of that. And so yeah, there is a system to it, but or a strategy to it. But over here, so on this last hunt in Colorado, I've never killed a cat, but I felt like it was important for me to go do that hunt because of the timing of this. And I just love bow hunting. Using dogs is a whole different thing. I've killed one bear using dogs just so I knew what it was,
Mm.
just so I could talk about it intelligently and understand there's an art to it, really. The hounds and the owners have such a connection. So it's really cool. That's a whole different world that definitely even hunters don't understand. But I've been around it where I know how valuable these hounds are and how much the dogs love the chase and how there is an art to it. So I thought, well, I need to do my part. I can't just be killing all these prey animals and not killing predators also. So each year I try to kill a couple of bear, coyotes, I got wolf hides here. I kill more prey than predators, but I do understand we have to kill both. So to that point, I need to go do a mountain lion hunt. I need to talk about why it's important. And I was spent 6 days there, and it's not like I'm just going to kill any lion again, as we've talked about a number of times now. I want to kill an old mature animal, and I just never had a chance at it. And mountain lion hunting is so regulated there. Like there's a quota in this area I was hunting. It was 34 lions. So you call in after 5 o'clock every night, and you see how many lions came in on the quota that day.
Oh, interesting.
And the season's been open for over 2 months now. And we were at I got there, we were like at 31. So there could be 3 more lions. And by the time I left after 6 days is at 33. So one more lion could be killed. And I think the day that I left, that lion was killed and that quota is closed now. So you can't over harvest these animals. They're very strategic on how many you can kill in each unit. And in Colorado, they kill 450 roughly, and there's estimates of up to 7,000. So it's a under 10% type number of the species in that area or in that state, and it works. They've been doing it for years. Well, now the antis come in, and you mentioned this that some of them do have the best intentions. Maybe not. Maybe they don't understand how it all works, but some of them, I think, don't have great intentions. Some of these politicians, I think, if you're a big conspiracy theorist, like me and my buddy Alex Jones, we would say they want to take. I've actually never met him, but I do like listening to him. I actually be entertained.
Agreed.
Anyway, what's that?
Agreed. He is entertaining at the very least. You need to use with caution about what you attach yourself to. And the thing is, sometimes he's right. And that's what makes that guy such a variable.
Most times he's right, is the crazy part. His delivery, I don't know. I like the delivery, but as we know, delivery is important. We've heard all about the mean tweets. So
yeah,
people get pretty sensitive with how that message is delivered. But yeah, so God, what was my point? Oh yeah. So I think if you're a conspiracy theorist, they hate people like us. There's people in the government who hate people like us. And when I say people like us, I would say hunters, self-sufficient, capable. I don't want to say strong, not everybody's strong, but definitely resilient. They want people they can control. They can say, you do this, you stay in your house because of this, you wear this mask because whatever, and for your sake, for your community. And people will be like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm doing that. Everything you say, I'm doing. Oh, we shouldn't eat meat. We should eat this meat made out of bugs and shit. That's not hunters. So they don't like us. So the point, I think, they're introducing wolves back in Colorado. They're banning they want to ban mountain lion hunting they've already canceled the April season. And they would love, if I'm being tinfoil hat, to have all these predators not wiping out, but knocking all these prey numbers down to where hunting isn't necessary. Then they can say well, do you guys really need weapons now? Because you said you needed weapons for hunting. Now there's nothing to hunt because we've got the ecosystem balanced. We got these wolves back in, and they like to say they're keystone species type things. But wolves, lions, even black bears they hammer deer fawns and elk calves and moose calves. Right when they drop, the black bear will go in there and kill them. Coyotes wipe out, they say 60% of deer fawns. So once that's done, and there's not a large number of deer and elk, and there's no need for hunters to manage them, then we're eliminated. Basically, our lifestyle is eliminated, and then they got more cuckish type men they can control.
It's one of my favorite words, and that's the first time it's been used on this series, and I would like to congratulate you for using it in that context, because I'm fucking stoked right now that that just came out.
What, cuckish?
Cuckish. It's one of my favorite words.
I don't know if I've ever said cuckish. I know I've said cuck, but I'm just adding, I'm making an adverb or something, I guess, whatever.
I like it.
Good
So
word.
what, I mean, is it even possible, let's say that they, they remove all hunting from not prey animals. What's the other side of the prey animals? I'm losing the word now. There's the prey animals being predator animals. That system actually won't self-regulate. I mean, won't it go hard the other direction, and then it'll have to, then there'd be starvation from the predator animals, and which hopefully it's like it would be this really crazy pendulum, right? It's not going to hit this homeostasis like a flat tide.
No, that's the thing is we got science. I don't want to, science like follow the science is kind of taking a hit after Fauci, but there is science and biology to balancing the predator-prey relationship and giving the carrying capacity of the land. So with the wildlife officials, that's their job. They're out there, they're monitoring that. So yeah, there are probably some peaks and valleys in how we do it now, but they're not as dramatic as what you just explained, where too many predators wipe out and the predators starve because they can't find enough food, or they're wiping out all the rabbits after there's no deer or elk. And so yeah, there's this big wide swing that it isn't really great for any animal. So yeah, they want to eliminate the science to it, and good sound decision making, which is what's been working for years, just to and they sell it on this thing that Mother Nature will balance itself, and maybe eventually, but tag numbers are allocated and hunters stick to that. So as I said, 34 lions in the unit I was hunting. Predators, they'll kill. I mean, I found a lion had killed a beef calf. It was laying in the creek. The lion couldn't get it out of the creek, so left it. Couldn't pull it out because it was it was probably maybe a 300-pound calf, and a lion was a younger lion, like a 3-inch track, so probably maybe a 80 or 90-pound or 100-pound calf. It couldn't get that calf out of the water, so it left it. We found an elk that was just kind of chewed on a little bit, a lot of meat left. So it's like they will kill, and they're not like hunters using every ounce of that and cherishing it. If they can't get it, or it's like too much work, they'll just go kill something else. And they will just keep killing, especially wolves, until, I mean, it's just what they do. It's not, you can't even blame them. They're killers.
Yeah.
They're just doing what they do. But there is no they're not calling in and checking the quota every night saying, hey, guys, we gotta chill out on killing these elk. We've killed enough. They'll just keep doing it. So yeah, to your point is there is no off switch for a predator.